The best fragrances you can wear this Ramadan in every price point. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. This is going to be a historical video on this channel because it's the first episode of a dedicated fragrance list to Ramadan. For those of you who don't know, it's our holy month where we fast from sunrise to sunset. Now, Ramadan typically entails days of worship where you fast, no food, no drinking. And this fasting has actually shown a lot of health benefits, but it also places you in a disconnection from this tangible world, if you will, and a more spiritual vibe. That's it, simple as that. It actually does make a huge difference. It kind of resets you, if you will. Rather than the typical hustle and bustle of life and wondering what you're gonna eat next or drink next, you're probably just wondering about how to keep your breath smelling clean while not eating or drinking. But not only can you do that for your breath, you should do it for your body because you can shower when fasting. You can shower when fasting. So gentlemen and ladies, please use that miswak, brush your teeth, and let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with some of the more expensive ones, and you guys, honestly, this was very hard for me to make because there are a lot of rich Middle Eastern and soul-touching or soul-searching style of fragrances that I could have put in this list. I mean, a lot, honestly. But through just looking at them, I was like, you know what, no, like, let me pick some of the ones that I would reach for right now. I'm about to go do, the prayer of Taraweeh. What am I gonna rock or reach for? So here we go. Actually, before we get started, there are a couple of fragrances that, after amassing such a large collection, of which I've gone into completely crazy worth of debt, probably around $60,000. Half of the time, some of my fragrances might be in the upstairs studio, etc. And so it's worthy of noting that I wanted to put a couple of fragrances on here that might not be righty at hand. Like, for example, Reine de Seba called Oud Precious. And this fragrance has a very nice, unique touch to saffron, piney style of woods that's very soft. It's also diffusive, long lasting, and it has a touch of honey to it. It kind of gives me like oud for greatness, more refined vibes and lighter than that. Beautiful scent profile and bottle presentation, as you guys have clearly seen. So let's go ahead and get started with one of the most intense amber scents profiles that I have in my collection. This one lasts, slightly animalistic, lingers all day. It's extremely expensive. It's called Le Lion by Chanel. Has to be one of the strongest amber fragrances you will ever come across. So yes, it comes with a premium, but it does give you a bit of it gives you a premium in terms of performance, gentlemen. The bite and the animalistic nature to the musk in this one, I personally see it leaning slightly towards the masculine side of things, but it does envelop you in this very high quality, sophisticated, resinous cloud of this vanillic undertone. I don't think it's mass appealing, but for Ramadan, it's perfect, man. It places me in this very comforting vibe. It's not a vanilla in a sense that will make me hungry, and I typically speaking stay away from fragrances that might be gourmand, that might have, certain style or citruses that'll make me thirsty, etc. So that's something you'll find in common with a lot of these. They're going to be more naturals, more earthy, potentially even as well, to kind of give you this calming effect across the board with all of them. Le Lion is exactly that. It's comforting, it's soft, it's kind of like a fluffy cloud of ambers done at the highest level of quality, and as it should be, being at this price point. The next one, I'm actually gonna get a whole bottle because of the quality of this one. It's crazy. It's Bulgari's Cobra. Super intense. You don't need more than 2 sprays. Resin fragrance. It smells like frankincense while it's still dripping out of the tree sap. It's like tree sap. That's what it smells like. Frankincense, piney, light, balsamic, straight up, clear cut. Now, I've grown up actually burning frankincense as incense, and it has this neutralizing odor. Nothing that's going to lead you into the hungry territory or realm, but definitely the best in terms of the frankincense and a little bit of the incensey undertone. Bulgari's Cobra. It is expensive, like I said, but these are the ones that I personally find worth it. Moving on to the next one, it's middle price range. Actually, you can find this for sometimes 120 bucks. It's called Woody Intense by Arabian Oud. It's much more of like this just woods, clean woods, not animalistic whatsoever, and saffron. Although there are a lot of combinations like that, this one seems to be on the lighter side of things, easier to wear and also unisex. Clear cut, there's nothing more to it. I'm not gonna over complexify it, but because of that, you can layer it or even wear it on its own. It does give me this comforting vibe as well, because this is everything that I've grown up smelling. It's kind of has like this very mild bakhur vibe of just saffron and oud, or I should say woods. Moving on to the next one, this has a camphorous nature. Unfortunately, the plaque on the front has completely disappeared, but the back, it's still there. It's It's got like this crisp and cooling style of rosemary, I believe it is, something aromatic, borderline mentholated, or I should say minty, but also has the cashmere, something soft as well that gives me that delicacy or that comforting edge. So what I get with this one is basically clean linens, that cashmere, and then also peppery, aromatic, and musky. Simple as that. It does smell like opulence. It smells extremely high end. It kind of reminds me of like when I would take my thobe out of the dryer and maybe put just a little bit of clean bahur, nothing animalistic, it would smell like this. And more so when it calms down and settles down. It's not incensey by any means, it just smells clean and peppery and aromatic and musky, obviously, as well. Premium stuff, you will pay a premium for it, but it's one of the best when it comes to Arabian oud. Moving on to the next one, this is a melody of spices. It's actually pretty intense. It's called Xerjoff's Alexandria 2. What I get mostly with this is something aromatic, but also cinnamon. It also has like this powdery vibe to it, kind of like oud nestled in baby powder. Strange enough as it is, I understand, but also spiced up with some cinnamon and having some aromatics to it as well. It took me some time to get into this one, but after I started to really dive in and appreciate or understand it, it placed itself in a category just like this. More so of a soul searching. It's not necessarily something that I would signature scent, potentially to dates, but even then, in regards to oud fragrances, it's one of the most memorable ones. So if you like something a bit more spicy, aromatic, a soft touch to it as well, that baby powder vibe, that's gonna be it. Now look, I know that the baby powder vibe doesn't sound the best, but it's a combination of like lavender, which is frothy, it's powdery, along with the rose and then some of those aromatics as well. It actually smells a lot better than it sounds. I would personally recommend you sample that one though, because it is relatively challenging and harder to describe, if you will. For example, Cobra was very easy. It smells like tree sap, you guys, like simple as that. So moving on to the next one, if you're looking to get cleaned up a little, you want one of the best and highest quality musk fragrances. I was tossing up between this and Musk Therapy, but this is a lot more neutral and very unisex. It's from Arabian Oud and it's called Wasm Al Musk. And if I had to go with one musk fragrance to wear all year round, I'd go with this one. There's a little bit of this aromatic and woody style of undertone to the white musk, which I personally find to be great using on its own or even as a base. Simple as that. It smells fresh, it smells clean. It almost smells like unscented lotion. It still has that vibe or a scent to it that's just relatively thick and creamy, and this one has that as well, without actually going too much into just a straight up fatty style of fragrance. So if you want something clean, relatively neutral, smells like clean skin, that's the best one to go into. Next one from PDM, it's called Haltain. Haltain is a really good one for Ramadan as well because it has that oud saffron but also praline combination, very masculine too. I was tossing up between this and Leighton or Leighton Exclusif. I personally think that Leighton would do great during Ramadan as well. But for this list, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Haltain. It's just got that oud vibe that's very stereotypical when it comes to Ramadan times. All right, we're down to the last expensive one. This is called Tom Ford's Ebon Fumé. And I've been preaching about this one. Finally, I can place it in a video of soul-searching fragrances. It's Palo Santo. It's a little bit of peppers and incense. It's not overbearing. If you want one of the most mild and easy incense fragrances to get into, Ebon Fumé. Excellent scent profile, smells amazing. And there are a lot of inspirations of that fragrance too that do it really well as well. But for the purpose of this list, I found a lot of cheaper fragrances to smell even better than that scent profile. So now we're gonna move into a middle tier of fragrance profiles, except I almost forgot this one. It's called King Blue by Amouage. King Blue by Amouage has this mandarin, very intense mandarin and oak barrel style of DNA that gives you, I mean, it almost gives you like this unusual combination of just tarry incense along with citrus, mandarin orange, and that oak is very rich as well with the oud in the base of all of that. It kind of just gives me straight up Ramadan when you're going to Hajj or something like that. Gives me vibes of like Hajar al-Aswad, right? In a lot of fragrances that try to mimic the scent of Hajar al-Aswad, which is the black stone, and it has an Islamic significance in the Muslim religion. This one smells like their interpretation of the black stone. So if you like the black stone style of scents, King Blue smells exactly like that. It took me some time to narrow it down finally, but it's with experience, as you will come to find when you start to dive into more fragrances and scent profiles. You start to see subtle relationships and even non-subtle relationships, but they're still definitely there. King Blue being one of those. Ooh, King Blue, you son of a nice guy. Moving on to the next tier, or I should say the price ranges, is going to be middle price ranges. This is at the designer realm of things. And this one, if you're lucky enough to find it at designer realm, I think you should grab it, especially if you like leather. Now, I'm not crazy about supple and fatty leathers, but Safari Extreme by Abdul Samad Al-Qurashi is much more than just that. Imagine Tuscan leather with some white florals and yellow florals, brightened up if you will. It gives it a unique and unisex touch to it. It is not by any means inspired by, but it does have that similar style of saffron and leather, but much more to it than that. A lot more oriental and more challenging than even Tuscan leather. So if you want something that's a lot more opulent than that and oriental, you have been warned, this would be it. It's called Safari Extreme by Abdul Samad Al-Qurashi. It's like you took Tuscan leather, you added this traditional style of Somali bakhur, which really emphasizes on some yellow florals, maybe even some bright, fresh white florals as well, and then the sandalwood style of incense. That's what I get with this one. I get that Tuscan leather vibe with Somali bakhur, which is outstanding. It's called Safari Extreme. That's been a signature scent of mine during the Ramadan and the more religious holidays, if you will. Moving on to the next one, this is called Montal's Crazy in Love. And it has to be, to date, my favorite saffron and rose combination. Super high quality smelling, despite the fact that all of the rumors of this one synthetic, etc. I mean, I get it. It does open up relatively synthetic, but when you smell this, it's so damn good. Ladies and gentlemen, you can rock this. So freaking opulent. For the price, I think the quality of this and the scent profile is probably one of the best ones. Next one is going to be 1 million Royal Oud. It's ambery, it's raunchy, it has that oud, but it still has that very mass appealing 1 million style DNA. So if you potentially want to get compliments this Ramadan, this might be one of the ones that will. All jokes aside, actually, a lot of these have gotten me personally compliments. 1 million Golden Oud does that bubblegummy style DNA, enveloped in something more traditional, which I personally appreciate, and I love Paco Rabanne for creating this one as well. Another one you can signature scent on a daily during Ramadan is clean. It smells like you came out of the shower, but it also has a lot more frankincense than its predecessors and flankers. It's called Wile Elixir. This one intensifies some of the frankincense. To most average noses, it'll just smell more soapy. But to me, and those of you who are familiar with frankincense, burning it, maybe even chewing it or tasting or smelling it, then you'll definitely see the increase of it in here. Creates a little bit more of a raunch. It's pineier. It does go soapier as well, but it reminds me of Ramadan, and it reminds me of just Middle Eastern style of an essence to it, if you will. So it's YSL, just with a Middle Eastern touch. Moving on to the next one, this is called Cuban Tobacco by Ibrahim Al-Qurashi. Relatively affordable, very earthy, and very tobacco-centric. If you like fragrances like Orto Parisi's Terroni, then you'll definitely enjoy this one. It goes dark, it goes earthy, it also adds the note of tobacco and soil. So yeah, very rich and all about those vibes. Dominican tobacco is also another one. It's a bit fattier, it's thicker, it has that orchid vibe, which does contribute this indolic nature, the whole fatty vibe, which I deem to be really good for this list as well. Just unfortunately, like I said earlier on, it's in my other studio. Moving on to the next one, this is also in my other studio. It's Boss Elixir. This one that I'm holding is Absolute. For those of you who don't really like the raunch, Absolute will do just fine, but the elixir is everything and some. The increased resins, the increased licorice, it just, my God, man, has to be one of the best designers when it comes to Ramadan fragrances. It's Boss Bottled Elixir. This one, also in the designer realm, is called Versace Oud Noir. More affordable than Tom Ford's Oud Wood. It has that cardamom, something camphorous, hazy, musky style of oud scent profile. So that's it for the designers, you guys. I also thought about, I think it's worthy of noting, putting in Ralph's Club Elixir. I think it would also be a great fragrance to rock during Ramadan as well. I did consider putting in fragrances like Terre d'Hermès, Eau Vetiver Intense, etc., but they're not as true to the whole incense and Middle Eastern aura that I personally get whenever it's Ramadan time. So moving on to the more affordable realm and side of things, Ahmed Al-Maghribi kills it when it comes to this realm. Like, that's it. They've done black stone fragrances, they've done Hajj fragrances, they've done a lot of them, and so you'll find that quite a few of them are here on this list. First one being Bin Sheikh, and Bin Sheikh smells like if you took oud for greatness and put a more authentic oud. Ahmed Al-Maghribi is known for their actual distilleries of natural oud. So you're getting premium at lower prices with most of their fragrances, and also known for putting a shit ton of oil in their fragrances. Like, this is crazy high concentration. It smells like that same saffron oud combo that you're gonna get with a more naturalistic style of oud. The woods smell higher quality. There is an additional bite coming from an enhanced dose of patchouli. And honestly, like whenever I see this versus Oud for Greatness, it's a toss-up. If I want something more spicy and saffron metallic, I go for Oud for Greatness. If I want something more earthy and dense, I go for this one called Bin Sheikh. But it's so strong, you have been warned. I think this is strong enough to borderline give headaches. That's how strong that fragrance actually is. On to the next one. It's called The Shadow Extrait de Parfum by French Avenue. The best when it comes to ombre nomade inspirations. It's oud, it's saffron, it's rose, and it's the best one, period. I've smelled a lot of inspirations and dupes of Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomade. This is the best one. The one you're getting ready to type right now, yes, I've smelled it. I smelled it. This one's the best one. That's it. I'm telling you, like it's literally that close. To my nose, like 95% close. This next one is called Hirfa by Ahmed Al-Maghribi as well. This gives me kind of borderline like Tom Ford Oud Wood vibes, along with something that's musky and even a little bit more aromatic. It reminds me of a Tiyab al-Marshoud for white, if I'm not mistaken. And that in itself reminds me of fragrances like Al-Farid. So they're all just like kind of riding each other's backs. And then when you go and you grab it, they're like, well, this is an original. Or this is a creation. Just stop. Just stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
Like at this day and age, we all know. Everybody knows. This smells like all of those, okay? Simple as that. It's aromatic, it's musky, it's woody, it smells good as hell. Al-Tiyab al-Marshoud 4 White still smells really good too. It might even be like a touch different, maybe more focused on some of the aromatics, but this smells like it performs, and it's for a fraction of the price. Simple as that. Moving on to the next one, this is called Amiri. And guess what this smells like? Arabian Ouds, Amiri. Has that similar vibe as well, except a lot more citruses. If you want something fresher, if you want something that's also pepper, fresh, aromatic, musky, it has like this hazy but dry woody nature to it. Very masculine and opulent smelling. This outperforms Arabian Ouds Amiri. Simple as that. Reason is because it's got like 38% oil. It's absolutely insane. This fragrance right here, Amiri, hard to find. Okay, you are getting a premium in the presentation. This is for like 180 bucks, 200 bucks. I bought this for around $55. This outperforms it by at least 8 hours. This, I mean, at that point, it's like, this is what you do with the bottle, you guys. That's what you're left with. I don't know, but I do really like the bottle, okay? So for whatever it's worth, this smells a lot like Amiri, and it also smells really good. So if you wanna freshen things up, you wanna have a little bit of a brighter mood, if you will, that's another great one. When it comes to oud and it comes to cheapies, along with this right here, The Shadow, Ignite Oud by Ahmed Al-Maghribi. That's it. Passion fruit, jammy rose, oh my God, an oud. So strong, I love this stuff. You gotta like oud for this, obviously most of these fragrances, but this kills Oud Marcuja in my opinion. In terms of smelling better, longevity, it's so much better than Oud Marcuja. Simple as that. Also, before I forget, I wanted to include this one as well. It's called Opus Magnum, and it's extremely epic because of how close to a scent profile it gets. That's worth like 400 bucks, maybe 200 on discounters. A lot of naturals in that fragrance that this one doesn't quite capture exactly, but it gets really respectably close. It smells like Royal Tobacco by Amouage, one of my favorite Amouage fragrances, which I don't regret and I would still recommend. But this one, if you're on a budget, incredible. Tobacco, incense, tar, bakhur vibes, man, this will envelop you in Ramadan vibes all freaking day. It also has the note of fenugreek. For those of you who are from Yemen or have not, I highly recommend you go and try fahsa or hulba, and that's what this one kind of gives you the vibes of. Hulba is also known as fenugreek, so it's there. It's actually there more so in Reckless Leather for Amouage, and it's like crazy. You can actually smell the hulba. It's crazy. And the dish in itself kind of looks like villager food. It's like in a stone pot. It's a stew. It's a beef stew that's boiling, but we place a fenugreek foam that we whip and place on top of that. It's been known to have a lot of healing properties and traits as well. Finally, last but not least, this is crazy when it comes to incensey and Somali style of bakhur, at least to my nose. It's called Maison de l'Envers Vortex Echo. I have not smelled a stronger Somali bakhur. Specifically, this is like white, yellow florals, clean sandalwood, a lot of frankincense. That's what I've grown up knowing Somali bakhur to be. Having a lot of friends, being in a melting pot of a city that had a lot of people from that country to smell like. Piney, resinous, also floral and soapy clean with that incense undertone. This is nuclear, but not safe. You have to know what that smells like. and that has to smell or sound like it's gonna smell pretty good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, there were a lot more fragrances that I wanted to add to this list, but it was already a lot of scent profiles to put to begin with. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know down in the comment section which one of these you already have, or what 2 fragrances you plan on wearing the most this Ramadan. Make sure to leave a like, hit that follow button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.